Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the hadith considered this to be the jihad, Hajj. And in fact, for women, when they asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ya Rasulullah, we can't go out for jihad. He said, Jihad kull al-Hajj. Your jihad is Hajj. And with, subhanallah, you look at the history of Hajj, and you would see, throughout the centuries, people are trying to make every effort to make Hajj as comfortable as possible. Subhanallah, with all of these means of comfort that are being introduced, and then people are paying for it and they're trying to get it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open some other door where we will have to go through some difficulties. And with all this comfort that we have in the days of Hajj, forget about how people used to do Hajj at the time of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or even at the time of Tabi'een or Taba' Tabi'een, or I won't even say about 50 or 100 years ago. I remember in our childhood, when we used to go for Hajj, you want to use the bathroom, make a hole and get 2 bricks and sit on them. Yes, this was in our childhood. This is how we used to go and do the Hajj. There were no bathrooms over there. Still there are people who have to go through this. And water, the most expensive thing that was over there. You won't get, people fill the small bottles of water, they keep them with them. And I remember, we used to keep it in our pocket. Sisters are keeping it in their pocket. Ask me for anything, but don't ask me for water. You want $100? I'll give you $100, but don't ask me to give you a sip of water. That's my wudu, that's my drink, that's everything for me. If I'm out of water, simply means now I have to go for miles looking for water. Yes, and this is, I'm talking about in our childhood, we went through all of this. And now you go over there, subhanallah, 3 years ago when we went, I said, subhanallah, in Arafat it's raining. And later on we find out, no, they have put some sprinkler system so that people will have some cool, and then it looks like it's raining, but it's not rain. It's artificially raining. It's the sprinkler systems over there. And trucks full of food, ice, water. People are distributing it for free. And we have to really also appreciate what people are doing. SubhanAllah, normally we talk, these Saudis are this, but you would see over there, as you'd walk on the side of the road, you would see trucks, these big trailers are parked, and people are just throwing the food, throwing water, throwing ice, throwing yogurt, milk, just throwing it, and people are catching it while they're walking. And they see you walking far, they'll throw it over towards you. And we just receive it and we take it. Great blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All of that is donation from people, in order to earn their reward. And subhanallah, they're making good business. That's the best business. Better than the ones that are selling. For sure. Because they are doing their business with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is providing people with water and with food at the time when they really need it the most, and when they are going to be doing their ibadahs, great ibadahs, they're giving it out. So, alhamdulillah, their facilities are there, bathrooms, and now even almost most of the bathrooms, they have a shower in them. And most of us, what we do is you go use the bathroom at the same time, take a shower. So, when you take the shower, then everything is clean. While you're taking the shower, the bathroom gets clean and everything, and then you are clean too. So, a lot of facilities. But with that, some hardships are there. And always there are some doors towards hardships. As I said, as you were just hearing, wait. For many people, really, hardship is waiting nowadays that we have to go through. And for us, waiting, it's a big hardship. For many of us, we are not really used to waiting for too long. Except if you have too many doctor's appointments, then you get used to it. So, and what is this waiting? As I said, if we make everything waqf, everything to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then our time since we left is all in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether we sit in our hotel for 8 hours or we sit on the street for 8 hours, it's all fi sabilillah. It's all in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All we need to do is make the use of the time. That's it. Make use of it, whether we are in the hotel or whether we are on the street. Wherever we are in the plane, we are on the bus, we are at the airport, we are at the stations, we are on the street, we are in the crowd, we are stuck, whatever. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows our situation, our intention, and what we are out there for. So, all we need to do is make the best use of it, of this time. With these few reminders, let me quickly go over the method of performing the Hajj. We will leave from here, inshallah, and in Frankfurt, we will have our transit. Keep your ihram with you, because you will have to put your ihram on in Frankfurt. When we are putting the ihram on in transit, make sure that we are not putting the ihram of Hajj on. At this time, we are only be putting the ihram of the Umrah. We are putting on the ihram of the Umrah. Don't make the intention of Hajj at this time. There is 3 types of Hajj. One is called Hajj Ifrad, the other is called Tamattu, the third is called Qiran. Don't worry about the details of all of these 3 methods of Hajj. We will be doing Hajj Tamattu. Hajj Tamattu simply means you perform Umrah during the days of Hajj. What are the days of Hajj? Starting right after as the Ramadan is over. Then, what's the month? Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, and 10 days of the Hajj. 2 months and 10 days. These are the days of the Hajj. So starting from the month of Shawwal, right after Eid, someone can put on the ihram and start his journey. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us that time, because it's a journey that needs a lot of preparation. So people used to leave and they used to put their ihram much ahead of the time, because they are on their way to Makkah Mukarramah. So we'll be putting the ihram on, I was saying Tamattu means putting on the ihram of Umrah during the days of Hajj, and then performing the Umrah. After Umrah, you take your ihram out, then you be in normal clothing, you are not in ihram anymore, and then you put on the ihram again for Hajj. This is called Hajj Tamattu, and this is what we will be doing. So we'll put the ihram for Umrah from Frankfurt. The method of putting the ihram, if there is a facility of taking the shower, that is the best. If not, don't worry about it, it's not necessary. Make wudu, which is not necessary either. It's sunnah. Make the wudu, perform 2 rak'ah salah, and when we are performing the 2 rak'ah salah, the intention will be only of nafil. After salah, for men, of course, as we have the clothing of ihram on now, we will remove the ihram from our head, uncover the head, for men only, and make the intention of doing Umrah and recite Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik. It's must to recite it once, and it's sunnah to recite it 3 times at least. For sisters, there are no specific clothing except to make sure that whatever has to be covered of the body is covered properly. And making the intention and reciting Labbaik. Now the ihram have started. All the restrictions that apply to the ihram will apply on this person now. Now the best ibadah for this person is to keep on reciting Labbaik. Labbaik Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka Labbaik, inna alhamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika laka. We will arrive at Jeddah, inshallah. From there we will go to Makkah Mukarramah and perform our Umrah. As Brother Abdul Wahid was mentioning earlier, once we go to Makkah, of course we get settled in our rooms. Now we go to the Haram. Make sure you remember the name of the gate that you enter the Haram from. Remember the number of that gate. Few practical points, especially with our situations, how close we are to the Haram. Don't worry taking your slippers to the Haram. Keep them at the hotel. Walk barefoot over there. And that is because, number one, to take care of your slippers is something that you have to carry them throughout, or if